It's day 348.
Of the 29th year and beyond.
Well, I was thinking about our life together, our journey, and the fact that we're writing our story each day that we live. So it's a book, as it were, our journey together. What do you think about that?
Oh, I definitely think that everybody's journey, especially in a marriage, is a book. It's
Yeah.
a story.
And since we're writing the story, because I begin to think about, and they lived happily ever after, right? Because when we were kids, just about any story that you
Yeah.
begin, that was read to you a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there lived Gail and Fred. And it goes through the story, and they lived happily ever after. Um, they lived happily ever after is not always the way stories end,
No, it is not.
but they could be.
Yes. This is
Because if this is the story of us, then we get to write the story, which means we get to revise the story. We get to determine where the story goes.
That's right, we do. I mean, because it can go up, it can go down, but it all gets down to how you want to write each chapter.
And so when I got to thinking about that, I also thought about a song by the Monotones, 1958.
Yep. Just sing it. 'Cause
The Monotones had the song, Who Wrote the Book of Love?
Oh, okay.
I wonder who wrote the book of love?
Yeah, okay.
And when I begin to think about that, I begin to think about we write the book of love
That's right.
for our love,
Mm-hmm.
and because I think sometimes people don't view their lives together as a story that is unfolding, but a story that they're contributing to and that they get to determine.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Because I mean, at any given time, you can change how that chapter ends by your actions, by your words, by your, by your trust, by really anything.
But also understanding the value of the fact that it's a chapter.
Right.
And you get to turn the page and begin a new chapter. So, in the previous chapter, things may have been challenging, they may have been rough, but you get to start a new chapter.
That's right. You do. Each and every day, really. When you wake up, you get to start that day. It could have been the most horrible night. Could have argued. Could have had. But if you choose to get up and look at it as a different day, as a new beginning, like God gives us, then it is just that.
So, when you think about that, being on this journey together, being in a love relationship, you are indeed writing your story. So it doesn't matter how many years after the sun has set on our time.
That's right.
People will be able to regale about the story of Fred and Gail, about the love that we shared, about how we loved each other, how we interacted with each other. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. That's a part of our story too.
Yes.
Mishaps,
Yeah.
unexpected
And
pleasures.
technology, not your friend. See? Chapter 980, or what are we on? 348.
But what about you? Understand this, that on the journey together, you're writing the story every day, and you get to determine that you're going to be the stars of your story.
That's
right? And you get to determine, you may not get to determine how it began, but you get to determine how it will end.
Well,
And for me,
in most cases.
but for me, I am determined that when our story is finished, it will have, and they lived happily ever after. The end. Until tomorrow, if the Lord
Bye.
says the same.